Okay, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Hope everyone is having a fine Woo Woo Wednesday. How's it going, everybody? Cheyenne is here. Hello, Cheyenne. I have to shower, but I will keep you on in the background. Well, have us on in the background. We would love that. Linda has already donated today, so we already have one donation. We're going to be doing our free one card pull for everybody that wants one for 20 minutes or so. It's not usually just the first 20 minutes, even though I kind of put that in the description, but just to kind of get people to get here on time so they don't miss it. Because sometimes I ramble a while and other times we just get right to it. But yes, we have a new dog here, and I did talk about it last Wednesday and said most likely I'd be adopting the dog and then wouldn't have the live stream Friday. So I forgot in my haste to put an announcement on the community tab that we would not have a Friday live stream, but I'm sure you guys figured it out when I wasn't live. So yes, we have our new little Ruthie. Ruthie's the name that kind of came to me in like a weird dream state kind of thing. I like the quote unquote old lady names for the dog, but yes, let's see. Let me scroll back up. And Ruthie, her name at the shelter was actually Lyra. So let me see if I can. Yeah. Which is very interesting because my south node, aka my K2, is actually conjunct the star or nakshatra, which Vega and Lyra are in the same constellation. So I just thought that was very fitting. I have past life connections there. And then the dog literally is named that. Of course, we changed her name. In my head, I'm calling her, I guess, Lyra Ruth, but like we call her Ruthie. We call her Rufus of all things, which means like it's like a boy name, which means red haired. She's got black hair, so it's kind of funny. We call her Goofus Rufus, all sorts of fun things. Let's see. But yeah, here's one of the shelter photos of her. Hopefully we can get without too much glare going on. And I just went there Thursday and was pretty sure I was going to be adopting her that day, even though in Montana, the three other dogs, Judy, Walter, and then Arthur, that I adopted, we had to not only apply first, meet them, then get approved, and then pick the dog up at a second appointment. This place didn't need us to, meet the dog. It didn't need to, what's the word? Like meet and greet with our current dog, Arthur. And they didn't even ask me what kind of yard or living situation I had, which I thought was kind of interesting, or who my vet was or anything like that. They just needed my address and my phone number and scanned my driver's license. And then they're like, here's your dog. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. But yeah, she's awesome. She's everything I wanted and more. She's not like Arthur as far as sleeping in her crate every night. He is one, like, when he would settle down, he'd be on our bed until he fell asleep. He'd usually chew on a bone or something. And then he'd fall asleep. But then he'd like try to get as far away from our feet as he could just to have his own space. So we would put him in the crate overnight, and he loves just having his own space overnight. This dog will wedge right up under you or as close to you. Like if she could crawl inside your skin, she probably still wouldn't be close enough, which is kind of interesting for me because it's hard for me to sleep when anyone or anything kind of a solid, state is touching me. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of broken sleep, but she did sleep through the night last night, which was awesome. That is the first night she slept through the night since Thursday night when we got her. But I've taken some fun little photos of her. Let me go here. I think it's just easier to access. I took this one about 10 minutes before the live stream. Crazy little dogs were out. I had to put all of I still have to pull some of these weeds out of the pots, but this is like a big flower bed. And then I put all the pots in there because both of the dogs just get in there and roll around and dig. And in the morning, it's like the dew on the ground and the leftover water from the sprinklers running overnight, which those are being blown out. But it's been raining the past 2 days on and off, and they just get so muddy rolling in there. So I had to put all the pots in there to keep them out of there, but they still went in there kind of. This one was kind of funny. Of course, it's a little blurry. She was yawning, and he was like getting up close to the camera. Funny little pups. And then again, another blurry one, but they are just so cute. Let's see. Funny little pups. Let's see. So let me go back to some other photos I took. So we got this one. We got, you could see her maybe tiny little razor sharp teeth. Kind of hard to see in the picture, but Ruthie looking out at Arthur sunbathing on the porch. We're looking at him again. Lounging around. Kissing. They were playing, and then she kind of was like tired but wanted to stare at me, which was fun. And then, yeah, little videos of them running and playing.
Oh my God! Get him! Get him! She's wearing out. Oh, jeez. Be careful, pup. What?
Yeah, that was the day we got them. But yeah, I will, when we're all said and done with the live stream, bring her up to say hi. Because if I try to do it now, and then take her back down, she'll whine. She usually whines the first, I don't know, anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes when you first put her in the crate. So I don't really want to have to, disrupt her. I think she's probably taken a nap by now. I've been up here about 15 minutes now. So yeah, she's in the crate. So when we are all done with everything today, I will go grab her, and maybe the last 3 to 5 minutes of the live stream we'll let her say hi to everybody. So if you have to go, you can check back on when this posts just to my page. It's the very end of the live stream. You'll get to see her. If you want to or care to, you can. But if you're still going to be here, that's great too. So today we are going to be doing a free 1-card pull for everybody who wants one. My sister, she's watching a movie that we used to watch, the movie Fear, with Reese Witherspoon and Mark Wahlberg. She's watching that, and she's like quoting line by line. She's like, I'm at the place where this happens, and that happens. Because when we were teenagers, we used to watch that movie, and then we like took like a tape recorder and recorded like lines of dialogue and songs off of there and stuff. And she's like, remember this part? Remember that? And she just texted me. So funny. Yeah, they really are best buds. It's good because I was unsure how Arthur would. I mean, I know he wants to play, and that's what he does. He wants to play so much that sometimes we have to put a muzzle on him because he'll keep going and going. He's part border collie, so like he could go forever. And she at times she'll go and go and go, and then she wants a break, and then she'll go and go and go and wants a break. And he could just go and 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 go. Michelle! Oh man, I keep meaning to email you, but I've been in like the thick of doggy heaven, just bringing all these new dogs into my life. We're done. Well, we're done. 2 dogs. We're good. We're ready. We're ready to just maintain now. So I'm gonna be emailing you very soon. I keep thinking about it, and then I sit down to do it and get distracted. So I will be emailing you, my dear. Yay! So yes, we are a little early today. I forgot to mention why. Wrigley actually has a scrimmage game rather than soccer practice tonight, and my husband is working a couple towns away where their headquarters is, so he is going to be arriving in town right around the time the game starts, but couldn't guarantee that he'd be here on time, especially with like rush hour kind of traffic kind of thing with everyone getting out of work. So we're doing this thing early tonight so that A, I can go to the game, and B, everyone can go to the game in case my husband was delayed. So Friday, we should be good for like the regular time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Same time we started this one, we will start on Friday. And we're going to be doing a bit of a dive into these eclipse energies. And yeah, so let's just see, what are we going to do for oracle cards today? Interesting. I wonder. I don't know if I'm feeling any of the ones I got out. This one actually does feel like we use this one. Okay. So anybody who would like a card, one of these cards here, put a 555 in the chat. Put a 555 in the chat, and we will pull you a card. And of course, a little bit later on in the live stream, we do also have our free giveaway where you guess the tarot card, and whoever guesses or uses their intuition to get the tarot card that's drawn first will win that reading. And everybody else who wants to will be entered into our perpetual drawing, and you'll need not be present to win. This is basically maybe 1 or 2 sentences more than just one of these one-card pulls. So it's not like you're getting a lot out of it, but you're getting something. Oh, my shirt. Yeah, we've got the little doggies dressed up as ghosts, ready for trick-or-treat. So funny. There we go. It's not all blown out now. There we go. Yeah. So you need not be present to win. And if you ever do miss a live stream, you can always go back to the previous live stream or live streams and just check the comment section. I will pin to the top of the chat or the top of the comments. Not that there's usually enough to need the pin, but I will pin it. And I'll put a timestamp with your username as it is here in the chat and as it is when we write it down on paper to enter into the drawing. You do kind of, though, need to be present to win the giveaway because it's interactive. All right. So let's see. 555. I'm seeing some 555s in the chat. So we've got Cheyenne. She must be out of the shower already. All right, Cheyenne. So we have here distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfied, the unconscious need driving it. So there might just be like, and I don't see that it's nefarious reasons, but there might just be some reasons you want to accomplish certain things that aren't really in alignment with your true spirit. It's not to say that you, from your true spirit, don't want these things, but there might be a bit of ego kind of getting in the way, or not so much ego like let me prove myself, but more to, you know, have people accept you for who you are. And to me, it does feel very masculine, imbalanced, more like you're trying to, I guess, walk on eggshells is the best way I can say it, rather than outright saying, stay out of my business. It's more just kind of narrowly avoiding people and just kind of doing your own thing. So even at times, just kind of tuning into your true desire from your spirit to allow that to lead the way with whatever it is you have going on, work or play or whatever. All right, Michelle De Leon, let's get you a card. And same thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this might be just a collective thing going on that even some of, and of course, Michelle, this is your direct message on top of what we got for Cheyenne, but it doesn't feel so masculinely dominated for you, Michelle. It just might be trying to keep up with people or what other people have going on or what they've accomplished. But as a collective message as well as Michelle's message here, and even if Cheyenne resonates with this, it's hers as well. This is about really tuning in to what it is we're working toward, what our goals are. And maybe even some of our goals or desires are falling away because we don't really want that thing anymore or want to achieve that thing, or there's something better that we're now focused on. So you're going to have to take what resonates from all of that was just coming out. And especially during these eclipse energies, wherever, if you follow Western astrology, this is going to be your house of Libra. If you follow Vedic astrology, it's going to be in Virgo. So wherever that house falls for you. And if you're following Vedic astrology, find also where your Mercury is in your natal chart and also where Mercury's transiting. But if you're following Western astrology, find Venus, because Venus rules Libra, where it is in your natal chart and where it's currently transiting. And these can be clues as to how your desires are shifting. All right, Marlene. Wait, I skipped a couple here. Let's see, maybe my chat just jumped. So let me see. Linda's next. Then Brandy Lynn is after that. So Linda's card, what does Linda need to know? Linda gets 2. So we have broken dreams and forgiveness. So there might even be some things from your past that you are like maybe even bringing up, either to be healed and released, let go of, or re-examined as far as, maybe now's the time to take on that project or do that thing I always wanted to do but never got around to doing. And there might even be this element of forgiveness that is coming into play, forgiving other people, forgiving yourself for, not doing something or something you did that you now regret. I mean, there can be a lot of just things like this coming up in the next week or so, especially with these eclipse energies coming in The eclipse isn't until the 14th, which is Saturday, but we're already feeling it. And we do have a Friday the 13th this year, and we're going to be going, our live stream is going to be on Friday the 13th for our eclipse reading as well. And not too long after that eclipse, we also have yet another eclipse 2 weeks later on October 28th. And the North Node actually and South Node are doing a transit in Vedic astrology, back into Pisces for the North Node and then into Virgo for the South Node. And on top of all of that, on, I think it's November 4th, Saturn stations direct to go back and forward momentum. So we got a lot coming in, energetically speaking. All right, so Brandy Lynn, let's give Brandy Lynn a card. It's 1010 for Michelle De Leon. Well, it was when she typed that anyway. Brandy Lynn, we have accountability. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and to others. And every time I pull this card, I'm reminding of that backpack full of bricks I always talk about. But instead, it's like a, what do they call these? Oh my gosh, cornucopia. But it's not quite a cornucopia. It's more like a basket to carry things. But it's full of like heavy looking rocks. And it's even kind of dragging her shoulders back a bit, if you can see here. So this might be for you, Brandy Lynn, specifically, about unpacking the burdens or the responsibilities that just don't really need to be on your radar, or if they are still your focus, they're not like your main focus. Maybe you're kind of in maintenance mode with certain things so that you can shift some of that available time and resource and attention to the things you're really like narrowly focused on. So having that bit of accountability and responsibility for yourself and whatever it is you're wanting to work on. Okay, so Marlene, let's get Marlene a card. Oh, and it fell. So a lot of times when the cards fall, this is something I try to remember to tell everybody, but I a lot of times just assume that everyone has heard it before. A lot of times when things fall, it might take a bit of false start, or it's like it's out of your grasp, but it doesn't mean that you can't then reach it eventually. So it might just take a bit of work to get to this point here, Marlene. So it says here, 34 circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. So it's funny how they're talking about a storm, and it might be on the horizon there, but everybody looks like there's something we're celebrating here. So you might have, or very soon will go through a bit of a storm. Again, it doesn't have to be a big storm. This doesn't look that horrible to me. If anything, it's just a little, quick passing storm, and then everything is fun again. But we have the 34 here. So to me, this really indicates like an internal storm, or an internal kind of coming together of all your facets and parts of your personality and your spirit, just bringing them all together to be able to, come to that next realization of where you're going. Just kind of having a meeting of the minds of all the different aspects of you to really get on the same page as far as your next steps and into the near future. All right. Oh, you're here and about to shower. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, you saw the clock at 10:10 on 10:10. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Yes, I do want the opportunity presented to me. I feel sometimes I have to say yes because I want to avoid being jobless next year, but at the same time, that my spirit always wants and always takes over, right? Yeah. Linda says it resonates. Love it. Jessica Lynn, let's get you a card. Hello, hello. All right. Ooh, we have renewal here for Jessica Lynn, and it says regeneration begins with decay. And we also have the 27 here, which adds up to that 9 energy of endings of the death process. But after that death process that death becomes a fertilizer from which the new is birthed or born. So you might be having this big renewal of spirit, big renewal of just passion or motivation, or just wanting to try something new. But a lot of times when we want to try something new, we kind of have to let go of the old, allow the old energy to pass away. We can't usually, sometimes you can, but usually when you leave one job, you have to allow the fact that you show up at that workplace every day to pass away so that you can now show up at a new workplace. So that could be literal or more figuratively speaking for you, Jessica Lynn, but you're allowing one version or one part of your life or yourself to kind of go by the wayside or clear room for this renewal energy. All right. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Oh, your husband and you were married on a Friday the 13th. That's awesome. You can go nap, not gonna lie, right? Yeah, it's kind of that time of year where people are kind of either in a mad dash to get everything accomplished, especially if you live more in the north where you kind of have to winterize and weatherize everything for the winter and kind of hunker down kind of energy, or other people are just really reaping that benefit, that harvest, and not slowing down, but speeding back up before a slowdown. Of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's kind of flipped. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, regarding a nap, right? Great card. I'm looking forward to having a renewal. Thanks, Amanda. You are so welcome. Well, anyone else just joining us, put a 555 in the chat and we will get you a card. And we are right around that 20-minute mark, although I did talk the first few minutes. So we'll keep going if people are showing up and want a card. And I'm just now looking at Linda's name in my donation list, and I have an H in there way before her last initial, so let me fix that. That's our current list. We have one full read for Linda, and of course we do have our giveaway and our drawing. I always forget the name of that. Our drawing coming up very soon as well. So anyone else looking to get their personal question answered today can send a donation. The way to do that is pinned at the top of the chat, also in the description box below for all the information and ways that you can donate to get that question answered for yourself today. And of course, your donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July 2019. She's no longer living in the camper, but she's in a new double-wide trailer kind of crumbling down around her situation. So yes, it's a step above where she was, but it's not where I personally would like her to be for the rest of her days. So we're still working diligently toward something a little better, or at least being able to improve what she's in currently until these interest rates can come down and my brother can eventually build her house. Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh yeah, Wu-Tang Tia put a 55 or 555. Yeah. In the chat for a free 1-card pull. Anyone else just joining us, put a 555 in the chat. We'll pull you a free card before we get into our donation portion of the live stream, and then of course our giveaway and drawing. All right, Wu-Tang Tia, let's get you a card, my dear. All right. They're telling me to pull 2 for you, so we're gonna do that. And look, 2, we're just kind of sticking, hanging out together. So there we have it. Wu-Tang Tia, we have home and enough. You were born enough. And then the home card. May your body be where your heart, where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. So I'm getting kind of a double-edged message. We were just talking about my mom's house, right? And how it's maybe not the ideal situation, but oh my goodness, is it a step above where she was. So I'm kind of getting a very similar, like, you know, vibe of maybe you're not exactly happy with your current living situation, but you're making the most of it. And also at the same time, kind of working toward a better situation. If that's not so much the case, then this could be your literal physical vessel. Maybe you don't feel as at home or as healthy or as fit or, you know, whatever it is for you personally, Tia, as you want to be, but that doesn't mean that you aren't enough right now, that you aren't exactly amazing the way you are right now. So kind of a double-edged sword of a message, but I really like this for you because this is letting you know that you don't have to settle for what you currently are or where you're currently resonating or vibrating, but that doesn't mean that the current version of you is broken or messed up in any way. I hope that makes sense, that you can accept who you are and still diligently be working toward that next, like deeper potential. It's not like it's a better version of you. I mean, although on the surface or, you know, even kind of going in deep, we can be like, oh, well, this version of me was better than that version of me. And yes, we can go on and on about that, but that version of you that you may have deemed not good enough or, you know, worse than this other version was really in the thick of learning a lot of lessons and just doing so much to grow to then become or set the stage for that next potential version of yourself. So give yourself that pat on the back, Tia. You're doing everything you can, even if you feel like you've dropped the ball or you needed that break or whatever it is. You got this, okay? So casually says my brother can build her a home. Yeah, my brother just recently, I don't know that he wants his financial like life story out there, but you know, he recently was able to pay off his house, and he has a couple of rentals like on his house property. So he has like the funds to be able to like pay a monthly payment, but interest rates are so crazy right now. Nobody should probably want to take out a loan under that when you could take it out way less of a loan. So he's kind of between a rock and hard place right now, like ready to move forward, but kind of waiting, right? Aw, you're so welcome, Tia. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, so we are going to be using this, the Tarot of the Unknown, I think it's called. Just because it kind of has a bit of a, almost like cartoony, but kind of spooky season vibe with the pumpkins and what have you on the back, the skulls and the moons and the whatever. To me, it kind of has a bit of a Halloween vibe. It's kind of cool. I like it. I think some of them, there's pumpkins on some of these cards, but there we go. There's a pumpkin. Yeah. So we're gonna be using this. We're getting in all the fall vibes while we can, right? All right. I actually am in Montana. So Missoula, Montana is where I live. My mom's more further north. But yeah, I am in Montana. All right. Yeah, we got I'll just show you out my window. We got all the colors going. It's a bit of an overcast day, but still pretty beautiful out there. We got the mountains in the background, but I could spend all day outside looking at the colors, going on walks, especially down in that, because I dropped my laptop. And this little gully here is just magical when you can see it with your naked eye, not so much maybe through my screen, through my webcam camera. Probably not the best look, but when you can see it with your like eyes, oh, it's so beautiful. Love it. Yeah, it's stunning here this time of year. Like one bad thing about it, it just doesn't last that long. We have probably less than a month from the start of the turn of leaves to all the leaves on the ground. Or worse, if we get a really cold spell before the leaves are able to turn, and then they just freeze on the tree and die as is, and then they stay there till spring, and then it's almost like the trees don't know what to do to bring those new buds forth because it held on to all that baggage, which the years that actually happens, it feels like such a message for, myself, like personally, like let that ish go, let that old stuff go so we can bring forth this beautiful new energy for spring. Yeah, so that's why I like kind of a slow turning of the leaves, not just they turn overnight and we get a cold snap and everything freezes and then they just crumble, or they just like hold on all winter as big dead leaves, not even pretty colored dead leaves, but just dead leaves. Not the best. I'd rather them be able to allow their time in the sun, their time to shine, turn those beautiful colors and fall to the ground and act as next year's fertilizer. Over the summers, we usually have anywhere from 80 plus to low 100s. I mean, I want to say the hottest it ever got in my lifetime, like up here, past 41-ish years, was about 113. And that was, I want to say 2010. I want to say that's when that was. But I think that's the hottest. And that's like way not normal to have that go on here. But usually we did see a few 100, 101, 102, 103 days this summer. But usually we get maybe 5 of those all summer. And then it's usually low 90s is kind of the norm. High 80s, low 90s, which to me is already too hot. And then in the winter, we can get, like, wind chill can be like 40 below zero. But for the most part where I live, it's pretty okay. Usually have an average temperature of anywhere from, 15 to 30 degrees in the winter. Not really humid. We have really dry air. I'm up in the mountains, so pretty dry air unless it's raining, and then of course the humidity will come in. In the winter time, it tends to be, of course, way more humid than in the summer when it feels more dry. I wouldn't do too well in humidity with this hair. Yeah, 15. We can get real. There was a time in early October when I was going to the university here that it was like -3 degrees, and then the wind chill was like -40, like just right off that canyon, off the mountain right there where the university is. And just walking to my class to class from building to building, I was just like a snowman. It was so cold. But that again is not too normal where I'm at. But yeah, we can have a lot of days that it's, in the single digits, 5 degrees, 4 degrees. But again, those usually, we might have 2 to 3 weeks of the whole winter that's like that. Yeah. I'd say it's anywhere from, 15 to 30 degrees on any given winter day, but we can, have a 35-degree day or a minus whatever degree day. All right, well, let's get into it. I'm going to update our list because we did have a few donations come through. A couple one-card reads. We have one for Cheyenne, one for Marlene, and one for Earthy Deva. So let's add you ladies to the list. Marlene. I'm going to give Cheyenne first. Did I mix that up? I'm doing it in the order you guys donated. So yes, Cheyenne, one card first, then Marlene. Oops. One card. Then move Cheyenne up. Oops. Not what I meant to do. All right. Linda, then Cheyenne. All my numbers and letters in the right order. One card. Okay. Marlene, and then Ruthie Deva, one card. Boom. Current list updated. So Linda has her question out. We're going to roll right into it after I take a quick drink of water. And it's hard to tell, but this is like even that is such a like a dark color. It's not this dark in person. It's more of a jade green, but it's coming across very, very dark on camera for whatever reason. I swear I don't own like 50 black hats and that's it. Yeah, I think I have 2 black beanies and then this one's like more of a green, but again, not this dark of green. Interesting. Okay, my brother finally connected with us, asked for help in finding a place to stay. It may be tough because affordable housing is lacking where he's at. We can afford $600 to $800 a month. We are looking at all options: apartments, rooms for rent, elder care, homeless housing, etc. Do you see success? And if so, what is the timing and where? Okay, so let's tune in. Success for Linda's brother finding a good rental for him at an affordable price. That's important. Okay, so let's just see the overall energy of getting him into something that is affordable and that's not a complete slum, because we don't want that either. Okay, so he might have to move a bit out of the territory or neighborhood. It doesn't necessarily have to be the town he's in, but maybe the neighborhood or the area or the end of town he's in. He's going to maybe have to travel a bit. He might be crossing a river or some sort of water to get from where he's currently at to where he's going to be. Although if he is looking in surrounding towns, that could also be representative of this because it's like short distance travel. So usually when this comes up, it's under like a 3-hour trip. That's what is maybe considered short distance travel, or 3 to 4 hour trip, if not more locally, local area. Yeah. But let's just see overall energy. Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to do it. He's definitely, we have here the Emperor, so definitely going to be able to find within a distance he's looking. So it's not like he's going to have to move 1,000 miles to find something affordable. It's going to be within his general radius of probably 100 miles or maybe more. But I'm seeing for him personally, it's probably within a 20 to 30 mile radius of where he's currently living. He's going to be able to find something. Again, it might just be from one neighborhood to another, or one small town to another, if that's kind of, or suburb to another. Let's just see. 2 more fell. So again, when they fall down, it might take a minute to be able to get that going or get that moving. So yeah, we have the 9 of Axes, which is the 9 of Wands, I think, in this deck. Yes. No, Swords. It's a Swords. So 9 of Swords. So I can definitely see this as causing stress, not only to him, but other people in the family that just want him to be settled and, feel good about things. But he has such strong support from the family and multiple generations of the family, because this is like, your parents, watching from beyond the veil to try to help orchestrate things, to help alleviate the stress of the situation with the 9 of Swords here, of just feeling stressed out, sleepless nights, anxiety, worry, stress. But to have the 10 of Pentacles come out to help ease or aid you through the stress and him through the stress is such a good thing, because this is such a material world card. This is him physically being able to pay for or be supported enough to find the right opportunity that it's going to be within his budget and something that is going to be a good solution for him. So as far as success, we kind of tuned into that, yeah. And then timing. And we did kind of tune into where, but again, I can pull more cards. So success of when. It might be around the time of somebody's wedding anniversary. And it's very interesting because you had talked about your husband and you getting married on Friday the 13th. Of course, even if it wasn't this month. If it was maybe your parents' anniversary or the kids, the generation below you, if there's an anniversary for somebody there. Could even be a birthday, but I'm really feeling more of a wedding anniversary. Or if there's an upcoming wedding of someone in the family, it could be around that time as well. Let's tune in, see if we can get more timing as to when. But it's interesting because normally you think wedding season, that's usually springtime going into summertime. But I see a lot of fall leaves here. So I'm going to say, you might want to kind of back it up just a bit, Linda, if that's the case, and just do it on 2 times speed to catch up. That's what sometimes you're going to have to do. I don't know why it does that. Yeah, so this to me feels like autumn time. So autumn ends on December 20th or 19th, 20th, 21st, somewhere in there is the end of autumn. And then, of course, this Saturday. Oh, interesting. There we go. So anywhere between now and December 20, whatever, where the winter solstice is, that's when he's going to be able to find this living situation. Or someone is going to be able to direct him to this opportunity that's going to be good. As far as affordability, yeah, he's really stressed, and probably the family really stressed about being able, I mean, this is literally the I can't afford it card mixed with the grief of why is everything so hard? Why can't I just be able to do this? I want to see actual affordability. It just might be that affordability in where you guys are currently looking is just out of the question. It's just difficult. But as far as different options, rooms for rent, elder care, apartments, homeless housing, what is this going to be? Oh, we have temperance. So there might even be some sort of assistance coming in to help. So to me, this does feel like maybe a homeless housing situation or a low income property or apartment situation where because he doesn't have the funds, there's some sort of government assistance or program in place that can help balance this out by either lowering the cost or giving him a stipend to help with the cost. So you're not, as a family and him himself, going to have to just do this all on your own. Of course, start looking for these resources or looking into these resources because I don't think they're just going to come out of the woodwork and be like, ta-da! This is after maybe research or taking action in a direction of homeless housing, low-income housing, that kind of thing, that somebody, either you, Linda, or him, kind of comes across, there's this, housing development where they're, it's a lower cost, it's a lower income. So they're decent. They don't look like slums to me. They look very decent. And it does feel more like an apartment or like compartmentalized housing. So it's not just like a single house or a trailer. Again, it feels to me like conjoined to other houses. So if this is some sort of homeless housing or apartment situation, that's really what this mostly looks like. Okay, so you're already looking. So this to me says, because you're already looking, I did see the 8 of Wands. Oh, and now I see the 6 of Wands. I did see, though, before I shuffled that last time, the 8 of Wands was on the back of the deck. Now we have the 6 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is quick moving. So you're not going to be looking or figuring this out for too long. And of course, the 6 of Wands is exactly what you're going to want here because this is the victory card. After that long, hard battle or just that stress of trying to figure this out for him or help him out, there's victory here. So you're winning, and you're going to be able, or he's going to be able to find something that's both within price range and acceptable housing. So that's what I see. So yeah, it's causing stress, I'm sure, not just for him, but also for you and maybe other family members. But there is a sense of balance coming in and assistance coming in. Oh, December 13th is your wedding anniversary. Yeah, stressed out, causing chaos. Yep. Again, things are going to be, again, because you're already putting that effort in. So if you were just to sit back and rest on your laurels and just hope something comes in, I would say there might be a bit of a problem with that, because you're not, sometimes we got to help ourselves to get the help that we're looking for. And it sounds like you're already doing that. So you're already ahead of the game here, Linda, to help him get something going for himself. So yeah, I would just say, yeah, look, opportunity coming in, and you're going to feel very fulfilled by this. And of course, so is he, because he's going to have a housing situation, right? So breathe. It's going to be fine. Let's see if this will interfere with the trip. I don't see that it will. I really don't see that it will. But let's just see what you need to know about that. Yeah, you'll still be able to go your own way, do your own thing, follow your own path. This isn't going to pull you off your path. So whatever plans you have, things you're doing, this isn't going to interfere too much with what you already are doing or have planned or want to do. So yeah, I'd say your green light is go on your trip. You're good. You're good. All right, Linda, thanks again for your donation, and I hope that helped bring a bit of peace of mind, because, I mean, there's just nothing more stressful than trying to figure something out that's just not quite coming yet, but you're working toward it, but nothing's really happening. Of course, you taking those actions and doing that research and reaching out to these different programs or people or property managements, I mean, you just never know, even contacting them, they might have some low-income options. You just never know. But we never know until we get started on that path. And then that's usually when these doors start opening. No pun intended, since he's looking for a home. All right, Cheyenne, my dear, let's get into your question. One card for Cheyenne. And then Marlene is on deck. And then Earthly Deva. I'm going to go ahead and access Cheyenne's question over here on PayPal. Cheyenne. Okay. Okay. Hi, Amanda. I don't think I will receive my pay rise, as my boss is gone on maternity leave, and I do not feel the joint role is in my heart's desire either. And now I won't receive more money for it. Oh, no. My colleague said she thinks I'm one of the lower paid researchers despite my experience, which is a bit disappointing, but it is what it is for now. Could I have some insight in moving forward, please? Yeah, this is just, like, what I'm hearing in my head is like, this is such a joke. Not you, not your work, but the fact that they think they can get away with what they're doing, what a joke, right? Like, that is just so unacceptable. But let's just tune in as far as the last part of your question here, just insight into moving forward. And I kind of want to pull a card as far as, because I've already seen you just kind of having your one last spiel or one last kind of like presenting your case to either HR, human resources, that's what we call it here in the US. I'm not sure if it's the same exact thing over there where you're at, but just appealing the fact that, hey, I'm owed this back pay and I'm on the lower end of pay and I'm taking on this extra role. Like, this is not right. And just presenting your case. And that can feel very scary, very scary to do. And of course, your boss is gone, so it's not like you could present it to her. She's on maternity leave. But whoever, maybe it would be her boss or whoever it is you're reporting to now, or going to payroll or human resources or something like that. Yeah, because you're feeling a bit brokenhearted about the fact that they really dropped the ball, and you give everything you can and you care about your job. You feel the sense of purpose at your job. But when it comes time for them to pay you, it's almost like trying to bleed water from a stone is kind of the vibe. And it just should not be that way, especially with the work you're doing. You should not have to do that just to get paid. But to come out to clarify this situation, we have the sun. So no matter what heartbreak, grief, loss, sense of loss that you're feeling currently, the sun is coming to literally dry up the rain. I mean, look, we got the rain pouring down, the sun is coming out, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. That's what I'm hearing. So, and spiders are of creativity. Spiders are of, diligence. They work and work. And even if there is like a hole in their web, they will work diligently to repair that hole to then be able to catch in the net or the web, those golden opportunities that they are waiting for. And, spiders also come with this element of patience. Creativity is usually the main download I get with spider analogies, but patience, creativity, and, just diligence to keep moving forward. Yeah. So I check with the organization behind the pay rise. They're actually not legally obligated to do so. So I have no claim. The larger universities adhere to it. Oh my gosh. I have so much work for less money. The last university was more emotionally fulfilling and more fair. So I sort of miss it, but I know Spirit wanted me to move me. Yeah. But let's just see as far as reaching some other, because I don't see that you're going to get exactly what you're looking for at this time. Now that this maternity leave has kicked off for your boss, and again, they're not legally obligated to do these things. They still should, but who knows that they're gonna. But no matter what happens, this might just be that driving force or that last straw or the straw that broke the camel's back that gets you to move in a new direction, even though you love the work, maybe you love the people, but the pay just isn't what it should be for what you're doing. Yeah, you're going to manifest a new job with kids. And literally the childhood card. Look at that. Childhood. Let's just see. Let's just see what Cheyenne needs to know about moving forward from this just kind of terrible situation that she's currently in, just feeling underappreciated, underpaid. Yeah, this is about you making plans and, maybe applying at different places and seeing what's out there, seeing what opportunities are available to you. And, ooh, yeah, we got a big yes, the Ace of Swords here. So this is really about, and then the Miss Sovereignty herself, Queen of Wands. So this really is kind of, like I was saying, the straw that broke the camel's back, but really this is that bit of clarity. When it's all foggy and then the sun comes out, it clears all that fog away so that you can actually see the forest for the trees, right? You can see ahead of you. You can see the next step. Even if you're not sure exactly what those next steps are, just sitting down and brainstorming, opening, connecting to your spirit and just opening to these new potentials, these new possibilities that may not even have ever been on your horizon yet. And, that's maybe why some of this information didn't come out in past readings, is because you weren't open to new opportunities that maybe at the time just didn't exist, but now they do, or they will very soon, because you're just opening up to something new. And I almost, okay, so I was like, is this a cup of coffee? What is this? No, it's a little pipe he's smoking, but it almost looks like a question mark. At least from this distance, it kind of looks like a bit of a question mark. So it's like Spirit only knows like what nice, awesome new opportunities are out there for you. And then of course with the clarity and the truth, I think you're just learning the truth of the situation that, yeah, they legally don't have to pay you, even though they should, but they're not probably gonna at this point. That's just so unfair. And just deep down asking yourself, like, do I feel good working for a place that doesn't even want to pay me what I've already worked for? I'm not asking above and beyond these outlandish bonuses or anything. I just want to get paid what I'm already worked for. So this kind of gives you that little like truth bomb that just doesn't feel very good, that maybe they're not taking care of you as well as you've taken care of them, which it just feels like a slap in the face, really. And instead of allowing that to continue over and over, you're taking your truth, you're taking your power, you're taking your next opportunity into your own hands. And this is going to, again, lead to something very beautiful coming up. So I would just start looking, applying, getting your resume out, just asking, in all these different fields that you feel like you're qualified for, or even maybe some that you don't feel qualified for, but maybe it just sounds like that would be an awesome job. I mean, you just never know who exactly they're looking for. You're hitting the nail on the head, exactly. I do get a last laugh though, because the joint position is a postdoctorate post. They'll have to advertise and pay up for someone to take it, right? And the fact that they couldn't pay up for someone who was already like familiar with the job and the environment and the work and everything, that just, it's going to bite them in the butt long term. And it's not going to be, no skin off your back coming up, like, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You're going to be the one that got away, so to speak. And they're going to probably be regretting it at least. Yeah, you've got this new opportunity coming in. They're going to be regretting it majorly, because just for them to get someone new in there, let alone train them, go through all the time of training. And it sounds like they're already short-staffed with the boss being out. And yeah, they might even beg you to come back if you do find something else. And they're like, no, we'll pay you. Too late. On to the next. Yeah, it does feel a bit between a rock and a hard place, because I think you legit enjoy the work. You like a lot of the people there. It's just the pay that just isn't vibing with you, right? Hey, Big John. Yeah, we will get you on the list as well. Thanks for your donation, Cheyenne. And we're going to move on to Marlene. Then we have Earthy Deva. And then one card read for the real Big John Trucking. The real, I can spell, I swear. The real Big John Trucking. One card. You guys know with me, it's never one card. It's never one card. I should just call them the short reading and the longer reading. But even still, is my short reading that short? Some would argue maybe not. There's our list. All right. Oh, I should have taken Cheyenne. We already did Cheyenne. Boom. Okay, Marlene is next. So current running list is more accurately that. Okay. So, boom. Let's clean this up, and there we have it. So Marlene has her question out. Awesome. So I saw, going back to Linda saying she got taken out by an ad. I just was not hoping that would happen, but I did put it on like a staggered ad, so not everybody gets an ad at the same time. It kind of staggers the ads so we don't lose the whole audience at once. I think that might work better, but that didn't work so great for Linda when we were on her reading and then she got taken out by an ad. So it didn't let me know on my end that there was an ad coming in that case, but yeah. So let's go to Marlene's question. Tuning into Marlene's lovely energy. Can you elaborate on my one card? It was the 34 of circles. You mentioned about a small storm. I'm curious to know more. I wonder if it's a recent past energy. That's what it felt like to me. But if you've been here a minute, you know that the recent past, the present, and the very near future energy almost feel exactly the same to me. That's why the cards a lot of times can help me kind of tune in. But let's just straight up ask if that circles card was more referring to the recent past energy. Yeah, the lovers. So if you had recently made a big decision, and I think we keep getting this card for you, or at least in some of your more recent readings, we've had it come out a few times. Remind me though, correct me if I'm wrong. If you have not made any big, I mean, they don't always have to be life-altering questions. Ooh, maybe you're asking these big revolutionary questions about just the next steps in your life or the next direction or making a big move or a big change. A big change to me would be like changing jobs, deciding to have another child, bringing more dogs into your household like I've recently done. Moving one room from one area in your house to another if you're not actually moving. That's something we're going to be doing very soon. I'm kind of splitting my office into two different areas. It's going to be out in the landing for like my computer setup where I do my editing and keep all my office stuff. And then down in the garage, I'm going to have my filming space and my live stream area. So this little condensed room is going to be split into different places. But to me, that is a big move, a big change. So it could be, on the grand scheme of life, it's not that big a deal, but like for your day-to-day life, it feels like a kind of a big deal because you're shifting your whole schedule, your whole location possibly, or just the way you're showing up in your life. So it could be something similar. Even if you're not moving spaces around your house, it could just be shifting to your routine where maybe you were spending your mornings doing this, but now instead you're going to be spending your mornings doing this other thing, or evenings. I mean, whatever time of day. It does feel very sixth house energy to me, which would be your daily routines, your work kind of habits, or even what you do for work at times. Just keeping things organized and clean, and even your healing and health. So there could be some big changes or decisions you're making about just supplements you're taking, or just wanting to eat more clean or something like that, getting enough water. It could be something as simple as that. But a simple change like that could really change your life for the better by being consistent and sticking to it. Okay, so let's see. Ooh. And it didn't quite fall to the floor. It kind of just fell into the crack of my my chair here. So it could be that something is slipping through the cracks. But you have two like very like seventh house cards or romantic partnership type cards. We literally have the lover's energy, but then we also have the card of weddings or partnerships, contracts, commitments. They don't always have to be romantic, although this combination, I would say, seems to be involving your husband. So if this is changing or shifting your life, it's probably also changing or shifting his dynamic, his life a little bit. And by way of that, also probably the girls, the family, the whole family, right? But again, there could be, again, like a wedding, an anniversary, some sort of get together, gathering, celebration that you're deciding to go to coming up. And again, because of the deck we're using, we have the leaves here. It does feel to me in the autumn time. So between September 23rd and December 20th-ish, whenever that winter solstice kicks off, between that time frame, there's some sort of party gathering, get together, celebration. Could even be holidays. Could be like a Thanksgiving vibe, or Sunday you're going to a birthday. Well, let's just see specifically with this circles card she got about just that ending kind of energy, but going within, yeah, there's a new opportunity coming in. So basically, to get to the really ground level of what that card meant and then kind of bridging the gap to this reading, you're clearing out old energy to make room for a new opportunity. So if this is in your work life, if it's, kind of cycles within the family or within your marriage that you're just wanting to spruce up or bring a spark back to, or just clean the old stagnant energy out and just revive it in some way, that's what that feels like. And it is an opportunity, though, that is very material world, something you can, like, tangible, that you can hold in your hands and work toward. So again, this could be the start of something new in your career, start of something new around your house, or even just in your family dynamic or your romantic partnership with your husband. Shifts and changes coming. And again, with that circles card, it didn't feel like this big storm, this big tower moment. No, it was more of a subtle internal shift that you were then going to start to see reflected in your external, because as you clean up your own internal energy, it almost makes you want to clean up your external energy. But that also goes the other way. When you start cleaning up the external world around you, it starts to kind of trigger or catalyze you to clean up the internal environment as well. It's kind of a push-pull, pull-push kind of system of cleaning the energy. So that's really what I see with that. Oh, you're doing a water fast this week. Well, this could just say to hold on. It's not going to be as bad as you think. I mean, the message could be as simple as that for you, Marlene. Oh, hi, Jamie. Yeah, I do wonder a lot when things will change in a big way for me and my family, or for the better. Yeah, everyday life is good. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it has to be some big over-the-top thing that's going on, but it's like these little changes you're making to your health, to your family. Yeah, you don't even feel hungry. That's awesome. Oh, hey, Amber A, how's it going? But you will look back, say, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, a year from now, and be like, wow, we really did that thing. And it didn't even feel like the big growing pains of making a big change or a big decision. It just felt very fluid, very with the flow of life. Yeah, so making my body work so much, right? Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that, taking care of yourself in a big way. It might not feel big, but it is. It really is. And it will add up and it will pay off in a big way for you. All right, Marlene, I hope that gave you a little more clarity rather than more actual questions to be asked by what was uncovered. But hopefully that covered enough that you're feeling like, okay, I get it. All right. So up next, we have Earthy Deva and then the Real Big John Trucking on deck after that. And Anna, aka Earthy Deva, just remind me that you're here. So I know you're here. It's funny, I actually had a dream about my live stream, and you guys were here. A lot of my regulars were here, and even some people from the past live streams were here. And there were just all these donations coming in, and I couldn't keep up. And it's weird because some of you were actually like in the room with me, like down this row of computers, and not like you were working with me, but like I was still answering questions for you guys. But then all these like super chats, it wasn't like PayPal donations. It was like super chats kept coming in and coming in and coming in. It was like all these names I didn't even recognize. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do all this? I have to leave in 2 hours. How am I going to do all this? It was a good kind of overwhelming, though, I guess. I didn't feel like completely like mad about it, but I was just like, oh my gosh, this is a lot all at once. So weird how that was. I don't know. Yeah, before we go, though, sorry, get this hair off me. I'm going to check Anna's question. We're going to do that. Then we have the Real Big John Trucking's question. Any other donations that come in, we will take care of as they come. And also our giveaway. We're going to be doing our free giveaway, Amber A. And also anyone who is here during the giveaway process, when I do the roll call for who wants their name on one of these slips of paper to be put in our perpetual drawing. At that time, we will write your name down and then we will draw one of the names. So you have 2 more ways to win a free reading today, Amber A. But I did do a free 1-card pull at the beginning. So if you just wanted to scroll all the way back to I think I probably started around the 10-minute mark if I had to guess, maybe right after that. Scroll back and just hop on someone else's reading. You can do that. That's like I guess a life hack or a trick you can do if you missed the beginning. But we still have 2 more things to give away. So hold on, hold tight. We will be getting to those very soon. So Earthy Deva, I don't know that she's here, so I'm gonna leave her a timestamp. So we're at almost right on the hour exactly, like 1 on the hour 03. So 1 hour and 3 seconds. So if I can remember, hopefully I can get that timestamp out. I usually do because I timestamped the drawing winner as well. So Anna wants to know, I'd like to ask the cards how I can fall even deeper in love with my partner. Stress and changes often cause me to feel a little numb in this sense. I'd like to keep the spark even in these moments. Thank you. Yes, hair is still there. So interesting. When I tried to start your reading, I had a hair coming in, and then another hair was like, it's hair wash day probably tomorrow. So I'm shedding. But just little kind of things like that can kind of pull you out of the like goo eyes, kind of heart eyes, love, right? So I get it, yeah. And look, on the back of the deck we have the 10 of Cups. So like it's that energy is always there. It's just choosing day after day to access it and tap into it, rather than to fixate maybe on the small little annoyances like having a random stray hair here and there. And by way of stray hair, I mean like, he left his dirty socks on the floor after you kept telling him not to, or he didn't call you when he said he would, little annoyances like that. But as far as Anna being able to fall even deeper in love with her partner and just anything she needs to know about this, what does she need to know? Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords. This is about communication, speaking your truth, both to your partner and of course to yourself, speaking your truth, being honest. We have the Beast, which is the devil card. So a lot of times you might even just feel like, again, kind of stuck in your head about not worthy, or, am I messing this up? Could he do better? All the things that can run through. But, the devil is also a card of temptation. It's also a card of creativity. So anytime this card comes out when it's in a relationship, I would say, especially with this combination, we're going to get to these 2 cards, but especially in this combination, this would be to speak through your fears, speak through what's bothering you. If there are just little day-to-day life things that are kind of annoying you, or just kind of stress and change that kind of makes you feel numb, just letting him know that. So he's not taking anything you're doing or not doing personally, or saying or not saying personally. So communication is going to be key to keep you feeling like you're not stuck or you're not trapped in some like limiting belief or way of being. But also maybe planning a date night or something fun and creative that you can do together. Even if that's like as simple as going to a restaurant you've never been to together, or going and booking like a couples massage, or doing pottery together, or laughing together, doing board games or card games, or just something maybe though that you haven't done before, just to do something new, to bring some new fresh energy in. We also have the Emperor, which is good to see in this regard, because it feels to me like a solid energy. Emperor usually is indicative of like Aries energy, which is like, it's fun, like the beginning of like Aries, as a Vedic Aries sun sign. I love starting new things, but it's just really hard for me to follow through on a lot of what I start, or have all these great ideas that just never really quite get off the ground. So this would be about following through or trying to take action, but it's also a very passionate energy with the Emperor here. So this could be about you expressing that love or showing that passion, just through your intimate connection, or, doing something fun together that you've never done. And we also have the 8 of Cups. And this does not mean that you're walking away from the relationship. But what I see with this, Anna, is more you walking away from those limiting beliefs, or leaving those limiting beliefs in the past. And it's interesting how we have the picture. So normally the 8 of Cups, this person and these cups are in this landscape, but this landscape is removed from the actual what walking away from. So I'm not taking this 8 of Cups as literally you walking away from the relationship because you're feeling numb. No, but you're walking away from maybe the ways you try to interact when you're feeling numb. And again, going back to that Queen of Swords, finding new ways to communicate when you're just not feeling it the way you normally like to feel. in the relationship. But let's see. I'm feeling like drawing a mindful message. Just anything Anna needs to know about this relationship, this connection, to just feel more in love. We have your commitment, which is exactly what we're tuning into, but I'm going to read it here for you. I am committed to my growth and my dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. And again, because we're tuning into the relationship or how you can feel more in love with your relationship, this would be about, planning a date night, communicating, or having time where you're just one-on-one without a bunch of distractions as well. And just kind of making a little goals list for your relationship that you can kind of work toward or aspire to, and leaving behind the things that don't really feel good. Of course, there's always going to be something about our partners that annoy us or whatever, but over time, sometimes those things kind of become endearing to us rather than annoying. We're just like, oh, that again, and it's just kind of, but then we could go the other way where it could just become built up resentment. So it's about how we see it or how we are processing the information, the communication, the actions taken or not taken, how we're processing it. Because we can kind of do the 5 of Cups thing where we can hyper focus on the things that just don't light us up or make us happy. Or we can shift that focus, not to say we ignore those things or la 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 la, can't hear you, can't see you, you can't see me either. We're not doing that so much, but we acknowledge those things, but we don't dwell. And then instead we dwell on the things that light us up and make us excited and feel like change in the right direction. That's really what I see with the cards that have come out for you today, Anna. So I hope that helped. And a lot of times when we want to fall deeper in love with someone else, it's this like cry for us to fall even deeper in love with ourselves so that we can connect to these people in our lives, be them our partners, our children, our friends, our dogs, whatever it is, as we can only meet them as deeply as we've met ourselves. So the deeper we can go with our own personal relationship and falling in love with our own self and our own life, then we can start to see that reflected in our, relationships as well. All right. So I hope that resonated, Anna. And I know you're probably not here, but I did timestamp it, so I will remind myself to actually put that in the comment when we are done here today. So the Real Big John Trucking, we have made it to your donation. And put those away, clear the deck, clear the energy, and scroll back up to your super chat. Question, is the worst of my pain behind me? Thanks. Okay, yes, let's tune in. So anyone who's in any kind of pain, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, all the pain we could imagine. One of the best things that I've personally learned to do to help alleviate my own pain is to couple things. And if this sounds cheesy or what have you, just try it, especially when you really are feeling the pain that you're talking about here. Really feeling into it. And like when I cut my finger off, not like I went and just cut it off like that. Like I didn't personally cut it off. It got cut off in a fence. I was trying to show off for this cute boy that lived behind me. Tried to jump forward, but instead I slipped back and somehow, freak accident, it ripped the tip of my finger off. Most people don't even realize that I look very ghostly there. I'm still alive, I swear. But when I was waiting for the ambulance, I was still trying to have a brave face because this guy I've had a raging crush on probably the past 2 years, and then probably 2 to 3 years after that. Like for years of my life, I had a raging crush on this boy. I'm sitting there holding, so because the blood's just like spurting out. I know it's gross, TMI, sorry, but I'm like tuning in and I'm really feeling the throbbing of the pain as I'm waiting, and I'm just feeling into it. Like I kind of was probably in shock, let's just be honest. But I'm feeling into the pain. I didn't cry one teardrop, not one. And I will cry, like back in the day specifically, I would cry if my brother looked at me wrong or, whatever. I would cry so easily back then, but I did not cry. I just felt into the pain, and it almost like was an out-of-body experience, which I know is like counterintuitive. You think you're feeling into the pain, that's going to put you more into your body. It was a weird thing, especially if the pain is very unbearable. Like when I get migraines, I'll feel into the pain, and a lot of times it's like almost like becoming the pain, so much so that I start to question, am I even in pain anymore? Like I don't think I feel it. And then it's like when I don't tune in, then I feel it again. Another thing I do, just words of advice, is to ask the pain what it's trying to tell you, because I would say 99.99999 whatever percent of every accident, illness, bodily pain that we have, emotional pain, all the things, has a spiritual root cause. So the pain itself is more of a side effect than an actual cause of what's going on. And when we can tune in, or even just ask our spirit to, hey, whatever's the root cause of my pain, can we get that dealt with? I don't know what it is, but of course the spirit will. This is me talking as you, John. I don't know what the pain is trying to tell me, but my spirit knows. My spirit knows. So asking your spirit to either make it so like a duh moment that you, on a more conscious human level, will understand the root cause so that you can fix it, or at least, address that cause. Or just allow your true spirit to take over and work and heal the cause of the pain so that the pain just subsides. So those are two little bits of information that have helped me in my own different pain journeys in my life. All right. So now let's pull some cards. Has Big John, is the worst of the pain behind Big John for the specific pain he's tuning into? Because pain, like in the grand scheme of your life, when we lose a loved one, or, we get in an accident, or we get hurt really bad, that might be more pain later down the road that we just probably don't even want to tune into right now. But we're talking specifically about the pain you're currently going through and have been going through. That pain is the worst of that pain behind John. Ooh, this kind of goes back with what we were talking about in oh gosh, the reading we did right before. Yeah. Marlene, wasn't it? No, Anna. Yes. Focusing on the things that are wrong, or focusing on, again, this is not to la la la, can't hear you, can't see you, with the things that are wrong, meaning, you feel like this pain is wrong. It doesn't feel good. It feels wrong to me. Instead of hyper focusing on the fact that you're in pain, which I know kind of goes against what I was saying, as far as just really feeling into the pain. Sometimes we do that, but we don't want to get caught up in the pain that's all we're doing is fixating on the pain. So what I see with this is shifting your perspective to, yes, I'm in pain right now, but what can I do that will improve it? And of course, again, connecting to your true spirit will really help. Of course, acknowledging that the pain is there and then asking what it wants. It's almost like person's about to tap them on the shoulder. And this to me feels like spirit tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey, see, this is what's causing the pain. It's not that over there. It's this, so that you can face it or focus on alleviating it. And maybe in non-medical ways. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm, entertainment purposes only, all the fun things. But finding ways that you can heal yourself without relying on, pills or, doctor visits or whatever. There's a lot of ways we can alleviate our own pain. And even if you are in pain, like physical pain, going to Roots Restored Wellness here on YouTube, but if you go rootsrestoredwellness.com, she has these little healing pods that you can book if you are having an illness or pain. And it's like I think the pods are $22. And that'll work usually for 24 hours. It will alleviate that pain. But you can also, instead of doing that, Big John, book an issue-specific session with her. You can go to her website and find issue-specific. And then in the notes when you book it, you can say, whatever it is that's causing your pain. Even if you don't know what's causing your pain, just saying, I'm having pain, and kind of explaining it. And she uses quantum healing to get to the root cause. So you don't even have to do all that homework I told you. Of course, your spirit shows up and does the healing, because every healing out there is self-healing, whether you go to a doctor or a shaman or a whatever. Your healing journey is you self-healing, or giving permission for a healer to come assist you in your self-healing journey. Because like I always say, you break your bone, you go to the doctor, they will set the bone, put the cast on, but then does that doctor come home and pick at the bone or undo that cast every few seconds to make sure everything's going right? No, your body will take over from there. Oh, you got her email recommendation this morning. There you go. That's just, I think, a good, what we call synchronicity, that you're on the right track for reaching out for some help. And it's never wrong to reach out for help, because sometimes being human is hard. Sometimes having a bit of help or a bit of a nudge in a direction that can help is just everything, right? So you doing a quantum healing session with her, and she's the only healer I give any like, what's the word? Like I'm sponsored, not sponsored. Not sponsored. I am not sponsored, but like, oh my gosh, recommend because I've done countless of my own sessions with her and can only say great things. So I have, I guess, firsthand experience going to her and getting benefit. So yeah, I would say let's pull another card. I know this is getting a bit long, but a lot of information I think for pain can help anybody out there listening right now. Tia had to get a verification code for something right now, and the number was 555. Oh my gosh, what a synchronicity. It's a very synchronistic day. All right, anything else that will help with the pain for Big John Trucking? Very interesting combination. So we have here the Two of Swords, which is normally a card of confusion, chaos, blindness, or just not being able to see to the truth of a situation, not like literal blindness. Oh, it's shoulder pain related to the last reading I had. Okay, gotcha. And it's very interesting how, look how he's holding up those axes. You would think after holding those up for a long time, would that not, two heavy axes, you're holding them out like this for an extended period of time, would that not start to hurt your shoulder? I would think. And like Paul Bunyan, putting the axe up on his shoulder, like I think it's very, very fitting here. It's about literally asking the pain what it's trying to show you, to get the clarity to remove the blindfold. So now you know what you're dealing with, why you're having the shoulder pain. Even if you can point to a physical reason, the pain, like, oh, I was chopping wood yesterday, and of course now I've got a sore shoulder. I've kind of got a sore, what's this called, rotator cuff, from throwing the little football and stuff out in the yard for my dogs. So I understand there's a physical reason I have this pain. But the fact that the pain keeps coming back day after day, and I haven't thrown the ball in 3 days, or whatever the example would be, spiritual root cause. And then we have here the Four of Pentacles, which is about, pulling back. And especially if you have sought out like medical advice for this, or, been to a few doctors or what have you, this really is about re-examining or reorganizing finances, or even just your, like the physical way that you like lay, like if you're laying on that shoulder, or maybe even ways you're stooped over a computer, or sitting, like posture can affect sometimes that type of stuff. Just re-examining, because this is like a card sometimes of, like, if you're actually asking about finances, it'd be a card of like nickel and diming. Where did that money go? Making a budget. So just asking yourself questions, could it have been this? Could it have been that? And again, you can alleviate a lot of this and not even really have to get to your own root cause of it by, going with Roots Restored Wellness to, at the very least, have an issue specific about tuning exactly into the pain that you're feeling. Okay, so I did hope that helped. But as far as the worst of it, the worst of the pain, yeah, you're cutting it out. Like, you're the one in control here, or gaining control, gaining momentum over the pain. So yeah, I think the worst of it is behind you, but there's, Spirit's tapping you on the shoulder to get your attention. Oh, it's tapping him on the shoulder, and it is your shoulder. Maybe that's why you did divulge it. It was your shoulder. Okay then. And literally, like, Spirit, when we touch someone, that's such a healing touch, healing hands, healing touch. So yeah, I think that would be really beneficial to book a session with her. And, if there's a lot spiritually wrapped up in the reason you have this pain, sometimes having to book that session a couple of times to really get it out of there would be the thing to do. But you would probably find a significant difference even just after one session. All right. And because, too, that it does get to the root cause, and healing's like an onion, though. We got to pull layers off. We can't just go a lot of times right to the depth of it and clear it all. I mean, sometimes we can. If we're ready to release, and our body's ready, and our spirit's ready, and everything's ready, lined up, we can. But most healing happens in layers, and especially like physical pain, deep emotional and mental pain as well, usually happens in layers. And if there's multiple things contributing to this pain, a couple sessions will probably be what you need to do. But hey, you might find that after one session, you're good. You never know. All right, so let me double check our donation list. I'm pretty sure we are up to date. So let's do our giveaway, everybody. Whoever's here and wants to do the giveaway, all we have to do, we're going to switch decks for this just because I hear my little dog down there barking. So she's ready for her debut on my live stream. We will be going to grab her after our giveaway and our drawing. So here we go. Go ahead, all of you that are here, if you've never been in the drawing or the giveaway, just start guessing tarot cards or using your intuition to find out which tarot card is either going to fall out of the deck or I'm going to select out of the deck. I don't even know right now. So which card is going to come out? You know, is it the Lovers? Is it a Major Arcana? Is it the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, Court card, Queen of Pentacles? You know, what is it? What is it? And if we keep guessing and guessing and no one's getting it, I will narrow it down. So here it is. Ooh, wow. Here we go. All right, I'll just help you guys out because we only have a few people here. It is not Major Arcana, so it is a suit. It is a suit of something. And let's narrow it down anymore. It's a court card meaning page, knight, queen, king of a suit. I'm not telling you a suit though. You guys got to figure that out. And which court card is it? Which one is it? I always want to like play Jeopardy music or something during this time. All right. Jamie has won the King of Swords. Jamie has won. Jamie. All right. So anybody else that did not win, or even Jamie herself, put the number 99 in the chat if you want me to write your name down to put you in our perpetual drawing. You may win right after we add all the names, but if your name is not drawn today, it might be drawn at a future live stream down the road. And you don't have to be present to win. But say 3 live streams from now, we draw the real big John Trucking. Hey, that might happen. You never know. And you don't have to be here for that to win. You don't have to be here because I just pull a card kind of like we did at the very beginning. And I give you the message. And yeah, it's a quick little reading. Literal 1-card reading. And I will always, especially if the person isn't here, I will put a timestamp in the description so you can check back later if you couldn't make the live stream. Yeah, you never know if you're going to win. All right. The real big John Trucking. Let's add you here. Okay, it's so hard to hold these and write because they just want to slip. The real big John. Okay, I tried to hold it and the paper kept slipping. So yes, your name is written very precariously, but hey, at least I can read it. That's all that matters, right? Okay, boom. And next we have Wu-Tang Tia. Let's get Wu-Tang Tia. Okay. Make sure I spell it correctly. Wu-Tang Tia. All right, and next we have, and Jamie, you can go ahead and post whatever question you want to dive into. And of course, this is kind of the underlying energy of already what you're going to ask, even if you don't know what you're asking yet. 9's your favorite number. Oh, that's awesome. And Marlene. The N kind of got away with me. Tried to turn into a cursive, but I know what I meant. Okay. Anyone else just joining us, put a 99 in the chat. We will enter you in the drawing. Time's ticking down. 10 more seconds. Anyone else? Anyone else? And right after we do our 1-card pull for Jamie and then the drawing win, we will go get the dog and let her say hi to everybody. She's so small compared to when we got Arthur, but she's 2 months younger than Arthur was when we got him. She was only 10 weeks old, so very puppy. And Arthur was close to 18-ish weeks old when we got him. So he was like 2 months older than her. Yeah. Just hear what Spirit has to say. All right. In that case, I see that we have no more 9s. So let's do our drawing pull. Of course, we're still going to do We're still going to do Jamie's question first, and then right after that, we'll do whoever. Ooh, we got 2. Okay. I'm going to honor both of them. We have Nyasia Black. She hasn't been here for a minute. And we also have Cheyenne Downey. So Cheyenne and Nyasia, we will pull a card for each of those lovely ladies, but let's first get into Jamie's question, whatever Spirit has for her. And hey, if we get real rowdy, I might bring both dogs up, but Arthur just wants to play. Oh, there's a fly. Flies haven't been as bad this year. Anyone else notice that? Wasn't there a big to-do about a fly landing on a politician and everybody's saying something about it? I don't even remember what that was, but you did come back at the right time, right? The bug. Ah. All right, Jamie, we have a card falling to the floor. So there's a bit of confusion, or like the right thing to do or the best path to follow is like right at the tip of your peripheral vision or consciousness, but it keeps like slipping through. But because we have the King of Swords here to clarify or quantify or whatever we want to say, there will be clarity coming in. And I really do see this by November 1st. So less than a month away. Any confusion, any just unsureness, even just being like caught between two people who are like, it doesn't feel like they're physically fighting, but maybe there's words being said between two parties and you're just like, can't we all just get along? I think your kids are a little too young to be the ones fighting here, quarreling. It does feel to me more masculine adult energy. Could even be different passive aggressive comments that are being made that you're just like, oh, come on now. Something like that. But let's just see what Jamie needs to know about all of this and anything. Yeah. Father energy. So I'm actually not so much seeing this as your father, Jamie. I know he comes through once in a while, but I see this more maybe as Mickey's father, or even just the escalation of maybe passive aggressive comments, or you just feeling like rolling your eyes when he says something because you're just over it. Yeah. I want to get a clarifier though on this Emperor energy, Mickey's father. What is this coming through for Mickey's father? Very interesting. We have the Empress to clarify. I'm going to say he's probably not married. I don't get the vibe that he's with someone currently. I don't know if he's dating someone or he's just kind of having his own like mommy issues from like way back in the day. But if we take this more as a, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, 2 babies, right? If we take this more as, you know, you're the mother energy in the house. And yes, Mickey also is a father energy, but the oldest father in the household would be, you know, Mickey's father. So I can see this as 2 warring energies almost. You know, they can work together, obviously, but this also could be him feeling very creative. I don't know if he himself is a very creative person. I don't really get that. Like, he might have certain, I just heard like man things that he does that he invests a lot of his time and effort into. He might just be doubling down on something like that. I don't know if it's watching football or not that only men can watch football, but you know what I'm saying? There's something he does that you don't really care to do that he's doing all the time. Oh, he's being creative right now. Okay, gotcha. But it's almost like that's helping him maybe want to have his own space eventually. Him wanting to, yeah, kind of claim the space as his own. Oh, he's decorating the front of the house with Asa. Oh, that's cool. Oh, he does the dishes. Okay. But let's just see what this means. What is main message of this for Jamie? There's some confusion clearing though. Yeah, there's an ending coming. Again, I'm seeing this by the end of November. There's an ending coming. I don't know if this is him literally leaving or just announcing, hey, I'm ready to go. I don't have a place yet, but I think I'm ready. Or something like that. I'll move in April. Yeah. But it's almost like the knowledge that he needs to go is coming out by the end of November. He may not physically be gone by then, but just conversations coming in, or him maybe even expressing, hey, I'm saving up for a place, or I'm waiting for this one place to open up, something like that. But it almost feels to me like it's either coming from him or Mickey. That the decision, like he's making his own decision that he realizes maybe not just that it's not ideal for him to be with you guys all the time, living there, but him just wanting his own space as well. Like he just is craving his own space. Not that I don't think he doesn't enjoy. I think he does enjoy absolutely having the grandkids so close. I think he enjoys that. But I think he also would like just to have his own time and space and, can still be able to, have family dinners and get-togethers and what have you without it just being everybody on top of each other all at once all the time. I think he's really craving that space. Yeah, a house is small. Yeah. And that just makes everybody just feel almost claustrophobic. Yeah. And then Knight of Swords. So I don't know how long he's lived with you, but it's definitely, you're way more close to him moving out than, him being there another however long it's been. So you're definitely way closer to the finish line of him living with you than the start of him living with you, if that makes sense. So if he's lived with you for a year and a half, it's not going to be yet another year and a half. That would just almost just feel like way too much. It feels to me like just a handful of months to less than a year for sure. For sure less than a year. But maybe closer to that 6, 7, 8 month mark just to get everything ironed out and everybody, on their way. But that also being said, it might be coming as a result of you and Mickey deciding to move as well at the same time. And he's just not going to move in at the next place with you guys. And that's maybe where this delay is coming in. Like, okay, we're all moving, maybe not together though, very soon. And by very soon, again, over the next 8 months is really the time frame. So I hope that brought some clarity. I know right now you're kind of feeling a bit of this, like, where is the clarity? I don't know. But yeah, just keep this information in your back pocket as, hey, this could happen. And just keep working toward that time where you do just have your family to yourself, because that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Lovely. All right. So the drawing, we are going to be doing Cheyenne's first. So Cheyenne, I'm going to timestamp. I don't think she's here. Oh, Eric said a move would happen. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's going to happen. Again, time is that weird rubber band. Actions we take or don't take, things we do or don't do, things we say or don't say could really affect that timeline. That's why I always struggle to just say, oh, it's going to happen May 13th or whatever. Watch it happen May 13th. That would be crazy. Though I don't want you to have to wait that long. That sounds like a faraway time for me. But at the same time, things you do could make it happen next week. Like, I don't want to say, oh, it's going to happen in April or May or 8 months from now. And then you think, well, no use trying now because she said 8 months, whatever. Oh, March 13th. There we go. That'd be nice. All right. So Cheyenne, 132.27. And the dog is coming up very shortly. Cheyenne. And then Nyasha, we will do a card as well. Okay, so one card pull for Cheyenne. She won our drawing. You won the drawing, Cheyenne. All right. Ooh. So we have Scorpio energy, the mystic. So this is letting me know, Cheyenne, you are really tuning into your own intuition for those endings, those deaths and rebirths, because Scorpio energy is the original 8th house of endings and beginnings. Death and rebirth. I know it sounds so scary, but with every ending comes that new beginning, and with every death comes that rebirth. So to me, this does feel very much career oriented, but also maybe even with your move, and maybe even coinciding a job shift with a move. Because a lot of times when a big thing happens, sometimes even like more than one big thing can all happen at once. It almost feels like your whole life is turning upside down, but like in the best possible way for you with this. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock right now. So progression, you're progressing to that death energy of moving out, of closing out this job to get the new job and the new home. So yeah, the death energy is like, it's inevitable, but like in your case, it's so what you want. It's so what you want. So yay! Congrats on winning the drawing. And next we have Nyasha. So 133.58. So Nyasha. Okay. Let's draw Nyasha's card. I don't know that she's here often enough to even know to check back, but we're still going to pull a card. And we'll even leave this open to, of course, Nyasha. We're tuning first and foremost into her energy, and anybody else who could benefit from this message, feel free to allow it to resonate if that's what you want. All right. And we have the Cancer card, the caring. This to me feels like a big self-care message. And every time that I think self-care, where is my self-care book? Here it is. I want to pull a self-care message to do a bit of book divination right here, right now. I like the little gold lettering on here. There we go. Yeah, so we'll pull a self-care message. What specifically does Nyasia, and of course anyone else wanting this message as well, need to know for their self-care? Ooh, meal preparation. So specifically breakfast. If you're in a slump, Nyasia, about your breakfast, do a bit of meal prep, or going on Pinterest or different recipe places online to find new breakfast ideas if you're in a breakfast slump. All right, and especially healthier breakfast if you can, because we have that self-care, or maybe even a breakfast that your mom makes, or if you do live at home, your mom making you breakfast, something like that. But with this Cancer card, this to me does feel like there might be some emotions coming up as well, that you're just clearing these old emotions. So yes, all right. Congrats, Nyasia, on your drawing win. Okay. So let me go grab little Ruthie, and then we will bid each other adieu. But let me put that back first, and we will go get Ruthie. Okay. Woo. Here she is, little pup. She's a little one, but she's not going to be very little for long. She's going to be bigger than Arthur, I'm pretty sure. Little Ruthie. She's like, what is this place? Hi. Rufus the Goofus. Yes, puppy breath. She's so sweet. You're such a good girl. You're so lovable, but playful and cute. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're everything I ever wanted. She's so sweet. You're a good girl. She's like, what is this? And we're kind of unsure. I'm going to assume she's got some lab in her, but she kind of looks like a hound as well. You're a beautiful girl. Oh, tired. Did you hear her little rap? Oh, you're so cute. I still have to do the little dog Dremel thing on her nails to kind of file them down. But she's so sweet. Yes, she's so sweet. Those puppy dog eyes. I think she's ready to go to the bathroom, so. She's so sweet. Yes, you are. And she's wearing Arthur's older collar. Well, he didn't really wear it much. I got him a different one, like right after we got him. And this one, he maybe wore for 3 days. So she's been wearing it since we got her. And I have her another one coming very soon that I ordered on Amazon, and her little name tag. So we're going to get that on there soon. Oh, I know, she's so sweet. And she's got the longer floppy ears and a little point on top. Oh, your childhood dog was a black and white Scooby-Doo. Oh, cute. Part Chihuahua and Terrier. Oh, I bet that was such a cute dog. Oh my goodness. I love all the doggos. Yes. You gonna fall asleep? See, she's much more calm than Arthur. If you guys remember back to when Arthur's been on the live streams a few times, he's just all over the place. She could just be like, okay, let's take a nap now. Oh, you want to play? Let's play now. Okay, we're gonna eat now. Okay, let's eat. Like, she's so go with the flow. The problem with Arthur is he's just from 0 to 60, and then he just stays up at 60, and she likes to kind of, she likes to play real good, and then she wants a little bit of space. Then she wants to play again, wants a little space. And Arthur's like, let's just play forever. Till we die. Let's just play. And I gotta show you. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. She's got like such a curly tail. Like, not the tail itself, but the hair of the tail. Almost looks like one big dreadlock. It's so funny. Do you see that? That is so funny. Never seen a dog tail look like quite like that. Yes. You're such a sweet girl, aren't you? Yes, you are. You want to go outside and go to the bathroom? Oh, you sweet baby. And she wants to sleep in bed with us. She has not slept a night in the crate. But I was explaining earlier, Arthur, he likes to be with us while he's kind of hanging out in bed. And then when it's time to sleep, he wants to be on his own space. He doesn't want us touching him when he's sleeping. I'm sure he'd tolerate it, but he just prefers his own space to sleep. She's the exact opposite. She could crawl inside you and still not be close enough. She's a sweet girl. Ruthie. Yeah. She's fun. So I'm going to go take care of her and get her kind of her midday meal. She's such a young puppy that I feed her sometimes 4 times a day, but of course, same amount, but just kind of broken up over 4. So give her like kind of mid-morning lunch. I guess it'd be lunchtime by now, right? Give her lunch and then let her out to play. One more time. One more time. Yes. You sweet baby. We gotta file those nails down. They are sharp, little like razor sharp, and then her little razor sharp puppy teeth. Her like front teeth are so small they almost look like cat teeth. You know, cat teeth are so teeny tiny, and these things are razor sharp. When she like accidentally gets you playing with a toy, it's like ow. But they're falling out left and right back here. These back teeth are kind of yeah. You silly girl. Puppy breath. I love the puppy breath. Yeah, but I will be back Friday. We're going to dive into those eclipse energies and let you know what you can expect and how we can make those energies work for us rather than us have to work for them, right? And what else do I have coming up? Nothing that I know of. So we should be good. We should be green light go for Friday's live stream at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Thanks again, you guys, so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. And yes, Ruthie wants to say hi again. So now she's saying bye. Bye.